Hey, this is Toby from the App Project. We're just here today to take out some take-home Naloxone for free from Chemist Warehouse. So let's go. So we just went in, talked to the pharmacist, said we're here for the free Naloxone. Took a few minutes, but then came out with just a box of the stuff, and it has the instructions on there, so spray once for emergency situations, so on and so forth. We are back from the pharmacy and we have got our Naloxone. This is what it looks like up and close. It has directions on the box as well, which is great and what you want. And so now we're just going to kind of unbox it with you. So these are the little nasal sprays, obviously. Thankfully, you get 2 doses and you use, 1 per dose until needed. And then it comes with this massive fold-out fact sheet on how to sort of, the first steps of an emergency situation. As you can see, it's massive, it is double-sided, and it is very big font, which is very brilliant.
It's not to fear though, because the majority of the instructions on there are the doctor's ABC, so first aid, but the instructions for the actual Naloxone itself are very simple.
Yeah, and thankfully it's actually on the little sort of packet here as well.
Inside a photo.
Yeah. And basically it's just 1 nasal spray. You don't go up down into the throat because we're not trying to get it into the lungs. You really do just want it for the nasal lining. So just a short tip into the nose. Do not try to prime it or test it or anything, because as soon as you pull down on these little levers, it's going to shoot straight up there and it's going to do its job all by itself.
So what actually is Naloxone? So Naloxone is a life-saving medication that temporarily reverses the effects of opioid overdose. Opioids include things like morphine, fentanyl, and heroin, and there's a class of opioids that has semi-recently been in Australia called nitazenes, and these are super potent synthetic opioids, so they've been seen to be mixed in with party drugs such as MDMA and cocaine. So it's super important that you know about Naloxone, you get some Naloxone if you're going to any parties or festivals this summer, and as well making sure that your friends are aware of it.
So all it does is it's really, really safe. So unless you're in an active opioid overdose, it actually doesn't do anything. So even if a set of kids gets their hands on this, it's not going to do anything unless they're in an opioid overdose. Unfortunately, after half an hour to 90 minutes, the opioids can go back into the receptor sites, and at that point they might need another dose of Naloxone to save them from overdose. But it is always important to say that this temporarily reverses the effect of overdose. So make sure you've got emergency services on the line and ambulances on the way after you suspect that someone is in overdose. And what are those signs? So the biggest one is usually shallow difficulty breathing. It can be blue fingernails or blue lips if someone is a person of color or really dark skin. You might have to fold their lip back to see on the inside of their lip to see if it's blue. If you can see their pupils, it'll be very, very small, contracted, pinpoint sort of pupils. And other than that, it might be really loud snoring, gurgling. Sometimes it might even be a bit of vomiting, or if they're just sleeping
as well.
Yeah, sleeping and not responding in general. Could be all signs of an opioid overdose. And once again, if you're not sure, this stuff is really safe. So even if it's not an opioid overdose, you can administer it and they will still be perfectly fine and you've not hurt them in any way.
If you're overdosing yourself, you won't be able to administer this, so that's why it's always important to make sure that people around you know what Naloxone is and know how to administer it and know what the signs of overdose look like. If you want to find out where to get free Naloxone near you, head to part 2 to find out.